tonight we are at the second annual Sustainability Fair hosted at Silverwood Park by the Three Rivers Park District. This is a collaborative event among the City of Saint Anthony Village, the City of Lauderdale, the City of Falcon Heights, Citizens for Sustainability, the Park District, and the University of Minnesota. We've all come together to pool our resources and our knowledge about sustainability and share what we've learned and resources with the community.
And we are with the University of Minnesota Sustainability Capstone Project for the Sustainability Minor. And we are putting on this event tonight with some other students. We're in groups of 3 to 5, and we all have different topics relating to the 3 cities of Lauderdale, Falcon Heights, and Saint Anthony.
There's 6 groups of us students that are doing these environmental projects tonight. We've been doing this since September, so it took us quite a bit to get it all together and really find all of our research for tonight. We're really excited to be here. It's till 8 o'clock, so we're excited.
Sustainability is a really broad topic which connects with so many issues. So tonight we have organizations and students who've been working on issues related to water conservation, related to energy efficient buildings and cost savings by saving money on energy, climate change, a big global issue, but what does it mean for us? Waste management issues, how do we reduce our waste, reuse more and recycle more, how do we get there? So really a wide variety of issues, all of which relate to communities and the environment and how we live.
We're a nonprofit organization. We've been around 37 years. It's called MRES, which is Minnesota Renewable Energy Society. And what we do is we're really involved in education. So we really don't sell any products to the public or anything like that. We strictly do education. What we're displaying here tonight is that we've got a couple of solar thermal products and some solar electric products. This is a solar thermal panel. This is actually made up in Alexandria, Minnesota. Really good product. Very effective in heating water, and so it can be used in your home for hot water, in-floor heating. It can also be used for, well, just any kind of thing where you need hot water.
And I'm here today to try and encourage people to recycle more of their food waste and their non-recyclable paper, because 30% of your trash can be composted now. And so in Ramsey County, we're allowing residents to bring in for free all of their food waste and non-recyclable paper.
My name is Dustin Dennison, and I'm with Applied Energy Innovations, and we are a renewable and energy efficiency contractor out of South Minneapolis. Today we're here presenting information about Minnesota-made products, such as the 10K solar module, which is made in Bloomington, Minnesota. We also have products that are solar thermal, which produce hot water and also hot air. And we also have products such as the sun tunnel, which help bring in daylighting into any dark property, any dark house, if you've got corridors or hallways.
What we really hope this event achieves is to engage the community in these conversations and these issues around sustainability. Ultimately, this is about ideas that can be implemented on the ground, not just by government, but by residents, by business owners, by community organizations. They're all a part of the solution, and they're all a part of the conversation. So this event is an attempt to bring that all together and create those opportunities. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for spending your evening with us on this cold, dark November night. We want to just say a few welcoming remarks to all those of you who are here. So I hate to interrupt really good conversations, but we'll have a bit more time, obviously, before the end of the night to continue these conversations. So thank you for turning your attention to us just for a few minutes. My name is Amir Nadav. I am an instructor with the University of Minnesota. teaching the Sustainable Communities course that helped make this event a reality in partnership with the cities. This is really, truly a collaborative event, and we're delighted to be partnering on this with the City of Saint Anthony Village, the City of Falcon Heights, the City of Lauderdale, Three Rivers Park District, and the Citizens for Sustainability group. We really couldn't have done this without all these great partners that are here today. And thank you all for coming, and thank you to all the vendors and resource providers who are joining us and sharing great information about sustainability solutions and things that are available and can be done here in our own communities. We'd also like to thank the organizations that have donated food and drinks for you guys to enjoy, so come up to the front and grab a cookie and grab something to drink before you leave as well. Before we get too far into the content of our welcoming remarks, I just wanted to say sustainability is also about a conversation, not just about silver bullet solutions. And so if any of you guys are social media savvy, we are live tweeting this event. We've been promoting it via social media and conventional media. So we encourage you to use our hashtag SustFair, which should show up in hopefully a couple seconds here. The PowerPoint has a mind of its own, apparently. But we do have a hashtag for you to use. We'd love for you to share with us one thing you learned from the fair tonight, and if you tag it, we'll be able to see it on Twitter later on. At the University of Minnesota, we are orienting around strategic grand challenges and how can the university help solve those things with the resources that are available. Looking ahead, the university is focused on concerns with regard to sustainable, healthy, and secure food systems, advancing industry and commerce while also addressing environmental preservation and climate change, and building vibrant communities. Needless to say, that's all a great fit for our class, the Sustainable Communities class. The students who are here tonight with us, 40 of them, are part of the Sustainability Studies minor, and we have posters that demonstrate some of their research on these topics over the course of this semester. We're grappling with how these issues are complex, the systems are linked. These are not just scientific problems, there's social problems and economic problems, and solutions really lie in addressing all these things together. And we're also trying to understand, how do you actually measure sustainability? How do you know that you've arrived, and how do you know that your performance is really there? So these are some of the themes that we're kind of grappling with as a course. We know that as far as academia goes, the solutions do not necessarily lie in textbooks. The solutions are really about a dynamic interplay of government policy, residents, businesses, infrastructure, investments. How do all these things come together and interact to create the kind of society that we want to have? So with that in mind, we feel incredibly fortunate to be partnering in this class with community organizations to really help us understand how the issues really play out in communities here in the Twin Cities. What are some of the concerns and constraints that they're grappling with, and how can we work together to find solutions? Before we get into a couple of speakers, I just want to thank some folks who are already here. I want to thank the city administrators of the three cities, Mark Casey with the City of Saint Anthony Village, Bart Fisher with the City of Falcon Heights, and Heather Butkowski with the City of Lauderdale. They've spent an enormous amount of time collaborating with us to help organize this event and also to answer students' questions and be interviewed by many of our students. We really appreciate all the time and effort you and your staff have put into making this collaboration a success. I also want to recognize Cliff Ware with Citizens from Sustainability. He has been part of the core organizing team for this event as early as this summer, and we couldn't have done this without him and all the citizens that have been involved and helpful in making this a reality. I also want to acknowledge the Three Rivers Park District and Alyssa Schmeling, who are hosting the event and have been a great partner and resource to the students as well. Karen Gilgerbig with the Mississippi Watershed Management Organization, who is here tonight with us as well, and all of you who have come and joined us as well today. This event is the culmination of 3 years of collaboration among the university and the cities, and the second annual sustainability fair among these groups. And Mark Casey has been there from the beginning, and would like to invite him up to just share a few words about the history of this collaboration. Thank you, Mark.
Well, thank you. It's actually an honor to be, I guess, a historian, or just to give you just a real brief update and a synopsis of how we got to where we are. But also, I'd just like to echo Amir's thoughts in regards to thanking everyone for being here, and also definitely the students. That makes this thing a very special event. And this event, as Amir mentioned, has been many months in the planning, and it's nice to be able to see it culminate to a nice, successful activity like this, and hopefully it'll become a tradition. They'll only gain momentum and keep growing in the future. As Amir mentioned, 3 years ago was when we started talking about doing this action of bringing our, as somebody called it, our trifecta, or the three cities together. About a little over 3 years ago, the city of Saint Anthony added sustainability to our mission statement. And that gave us a point or a lens to look through as we started doing our activities as a city. And we also found there's a common thread in a vision that was also shared with the city of Falcon Heights and the city of Lauderdale. So we leveraged that relationship that we had already with our natural union, because we all share a police department together. And we felt, well, we work really well together as three communities with one police department. What else can we do together? And sustainability seemed to be a natural fit in regards to it. Doesn't really necessarily have borders to it, and it can apply to a lot of folks. So we reached out to the University of Minnesota's sustainability minor class, and we first contacted Dave Wanberg, who was our original instructor. And then in that first year, we worked together, and we had some very creative dialogue on an evening, and then the end result was a sustainability plan. And that plan was an individual plan for each three cities, and it's found on each one of our websites. Then in the second year was the actual first year of the sustainability fair. And we took a look at how, as a community, can we become more sustainable. And then finally, now we're in year 3, and we added, as Amir mentioned, some new partners from the first couple years with Three Rivers, the Institute on Environment, along with Citizens for Sustainability. And then also we are able to be very fortunate with the two new instructors, with Samantha and Amir. So together, we've been able to hopefully put together an event that will become sustainable and be able to keep working our way to the future. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to especially thank the students for being involved here, because we looked at the students as they were able to bring innovation. And then sometimes it's innovation that sometimes the rest of us miss a little bit, because we sometimes can get a little tainted in regards to why we can't do things. And through the bright minds of the students, it gives that opportunity for innovation to look at things that says, why can't we do this, versus, well, we tried it and it didn't work. So we applaud your work, students. We applaud your efforts, and we hopefully that you become a long, sustainable member in our communities, and definitely help teach us to carry that vision and those resources forward, so we can all become a little bit more sustainable as a community members. So once again, thank you very much for everyone that's coming here this evening. We sure appreciate coming out on a cold evening, and normally, hopefully, in this time of the year isn't normally this cold, so it's even more impressive on how everybody showed up. So thanks once again.
Thank you, Mark. We're really fortunate to have such great partners and such great cities to work with. You folks have all been leading by example for a long time. I'd now like to invite up Alyssa Schmeling with Three Rivers Park District. Really fortunate and delighted to be having this event in a very sustainable building. So Alyssa will tell us a bit about the Park District's own sustainability initiatives and their partnership in this fair.
Thanks, Amir. Like Amir said, my name is Alyssa Schmeling. I'm the facility coordinator here at Silverwood. If you are a returning guest, welcome. If it's your first time here, we're very excited to have you, and hope that you will become a returning guest, maybe next year or before. Silverwood is part of Three Rivers Park District. We're a regional park system. We consist of 26 parks in the region. Our mission at Silverwood is to promote environmental stewardship through recreation and education in a natural resource-based park system. So naturally, when we were asked to do the sustainability fair or host it last year and this year, we're very excited. We love partnering with people in the community who are involved in something that's so important. And so I was asked to just say a couple things about the building itself and Silverwood and how we are a great facility to be hosting a sustainability fair. I could talk about the features of the building and grounds and operations for about 3 hours. I won't do that. If you want to talk to me about it later, I would love to chat. But the building itself, we opened in 2009. In the planning process, the Park District decided to invest in being a leader in sustainability and being an example in the community. So the way that kind of culminated in the building itself, we used all kinds of sustainable materials. We have a geothermal heating system which runs underneath the parking lot, heating and cooling. We purchased sustainable energy to make up for the difference in that. The grounds itself is managed by our forestry department. They are working on restoring the native oak savanna habitat in the area. We have rain gardens to promote clean water in the area. We also are sustainable in our operations in certain ways. Some of you noticed we have a cafe when you walked in. That cafe serves local, natural, organic, fair trade food and beverages for people in all compostable products. We do composting on site. We also host about 100 large events in this room every year, and all of those events, even private events, are required to attempt a zero waste event. It doesn't always happen, but in the process, everyone learns. It's an educational tool, and people understand how they can have a sustainable event, and if not, they really learn just to think about it, really. So if you guys want to talk about anything with Silverwood or the Park District, I would love to chat. We've got some information back at the Park District table there. But welcome, and we're glad to have you guys.
Thank you, Alyssa. We're fortunate to be joined tonight by a couple of the local officials, mayors and council members, and would like to recognize them and provide them with a few minutes to tell us about what sustainability means in the cities of Falcon Heights and Saint Anthony Village and Lauderdale. What are some of the goals and what are some of the initiatives that they've been working on? So I'd like to start by inviting the mayor of Falcon Heights, Peter Lindstrom.
Thanks, Amir. I'm Peter Lindstrom, mayor of Falcon Heights, and I want to spend just a minute tonight primarily talking to you folks over there, the students. You energize me, and your optimism is infectious for me. You are very smart people. You know what a grand challenge we have before us. You know the numbers. You know we have more carbon in the air tonight than we've had for 800,000 years. You know that since your short lifetimes, we've had 18 of the most warmest years on record. And in fact, I just heard that National Geographic has had to change their atlas more since the breakup of the Soviet Union because of the melting ice caps. So you know what the challenges are, but you are optimistic, and that energizes me. These challenges have driven me and my family to make sustainability a priority. We have, well, I'll just say my fellow council members think I'm a little, well, they question my sanity a little bit because I bike everywhere, even on nights like tonight. Not everywhere, almost everywhere. But yeah, and my family has 2.8 kilowatt solar array on our garage. Powers about half of our home. So it's a priority for me personally, and it is a priority for our council. And we've done a whole range of sustainability-related initiatives, from a great community garden to energy efficiency matters, new lighting, making our city more pedestrian-friendly, more bicycle-friendly. We have cleared the red tape for residents that want to put solar on their roofs. and a whole number of other initiatives, up to the point where we have 220 solar panels on City Hall right now, producing about 2/3 power for our City Hall. So here's the challenge, folks. We need to do a whole heck of a lot more, and I'm confident that you are up to the task. We need scientists from the University of Minnesota who are going to be developing the next generation of biofuels. We need farmers who are going to be growing those crops. We need engineers to develop the next generation of low-carbon technologies. We need entrepreneurs to sell those technologies. And we need diplomats and people in the Peace Corps to go to countries all across the globe and make sure that they are leapfrogging the dirty fuels and heading right into clean technologies. So my message to you is stay optimistic. Cynicism never won a war. Cynicism never built a business. Cynicism never educated a young kid. Cynicism never sent a probe to a comet 300 million miles away. So stay optimistic. We can do it. We can overcome these challenges, and we need your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Lindstrom, for that inspiring vision of today and the future. You set the bar pretty high, but I'd like to invite up Mayor Jerry Faust with the City of St. Anthony Village to share his perspective in the history of that city's work on sustainability as well.
Thank you. How do you follow that, you know? Father Faust here can't follow Preacher Peter. Let me just talk about a couple of things. What's happened. First of all, I'm preaching to the choir here. You're all here because you care. So the people we need to reach aren't the people that are here. They're the people that are my age, and not necessarily the students' age, but of my age and in the 50s. And so those are the folks we need to reach. And those are the people we need to go out and be advocates for in doing that. But having said that, I would also tell you to take the long view. It's easy to get cynical. It's easy to get disenchanted. Remember, Rachel Carlson wrote her Silent Spring book in 1963. I didn't believe it. I do now. It's 51 years ago. And so 1980, when I moved to Saint Anthony, you know, when I was a hunter in the 60s and 70s, there were no eagles. 95, I go up by Brainerd, and everybody, oh, look at the eagle. Now eagles are flying around out here. They're at the top of the food chain, so they've actually made things better. So incrementally, we are fixing things, and we just need to keep at it. Each of us does a little bit. Each of us nibbles away at some edge of it, and pretty soon we'll turn it around. It didn't get this bad overnight. It won't get fixed overnight. So keep up your optimism. So what's St. Anthony doing for sustainability this year? We put LED lights in all of our parking lots, in our public works buildings, and in our other buildings. We put LED lights in our liquor coolers. Think about the dual purpose. You had an incandescent bulb in there, you were cooling it to 45 degrees. Now you put something in that doesn't increase heat, you got an economic benefit out of it. So the payback's really quick. What we really did this year that I think is the thing with sustainability is we're going into organized garbage collection. That is huge for those of you who haven't fought the garbage wars. And the fact is that you find out you use less fuel, it's more efficient. Everybody still makes money. Everybody gets their return on investment, so it's really a fantastic thing. So again, I would say keep up your optimism, keep up your positive attitude. This will change around. We've seen changes, I've seen changes in my life. you will see changes too. Be persistent and carry on the good work, and thank all the vendors who came here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Faust. I'd like to invite up our final speaker of the night, who wears two hats, both of which are very relevant to this event. Beth Mercer Taylor is a council member at the City of Falcon Heights and also the Sustainability Education Coordinator at the University of Minnesota. I'm very grateful for her as a resource and would like to invite her up to say a few words as well. Thank you, Beth.
I'm going to make it short so that you can keep looking at all the amazing posters, actually so I can get a chance to look at all the amazing posters and go outside and see the solar house and talk to our friends in the environmental community that are here. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to tell you about the last 24 hours at the University of Minnesota so you can get an understanding of some of the things the students in this room and their colleagues are doing. So I just came a little bit late tonight because I was at a meeting of students and some of research fellows and others in the arts. They're planning an art exhibit called Mother Earth's Embrace, and it will be opening in October 2015. And they've had a first iteration of that, so all kinds of environmental arts. It's really important to us. Yesterday I was at a planning meeting around a conference we're running called Eco-Musicology in late April. So musicians from the university, students, and some faculty will be playing in rain gardens at the university, and we're inviting in some guests to talk about what is eco-musicology. I was at an event with some activists, Fossil Free Minnesota and MN350, student-led organizations. They're working on divestment, they're working against tar sands pipelines, and I was also at a class on corporate environmental management where I got to meet the sustainability directors from both General Mills and Tennant Corporation. And all of these people have in common a real energy, personal passion for sustainability, and that really keeps me going. So sometimes I think sustainability and decarbonizing the world can feel very daunting, like a very big challenge to tackle, and we feel very small individually, but when you look at all of these different sectors and all of the different things that students are doing, they're all working in the same direction, even as they don't always know each other, and that gives me a lot of hope. And I think the students around you here, back when I started my job in 2008, I would have said they're probably not going to end up working in sustainability, but that's changing. They're going into jobs and they're finding ways in jobs that don't have a title of sustainability. There's some aspect of what they're going to do where they're going to start to integrate it, and that's a really exciting thing that we're just starting to scale up in our country, and especially in Minnesota. So I think we have more work from them to look forward to. I view them as the next generation leaders, really the knowledge base on sustainability. So, you know, you meet them here tonight, but this is not the last you will see of them. They are going to be leading us into a better future. So thank you, students.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Mayors Lindstrom and Faust. Really lucky to have such great visionary leaders on sustainability and making this a reality for us all. I just want to conclude by saying that one of the things we're trying to do is to understand how do we make an event like this sustainable. So the students have put together a little evaluation form. We would love for you guys to pick one up at the exit before you leave and share with us your thoughts about how this could be better and improved year over year. And how this can meet your community's needs. Also want to encourage you to grab a bit of the food, thank all the donors who provided food tonight, thank all the local organizations that came and showed up and shared information about what they're doing here tonight. And I wanted to thank my co-instructor, Samantha Grover, who's really been the point person for this class on the event, and the students who have also done a lot of the heavy lifting to bring you all here today. So thank you all, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
This is a fantastic evening that we have. Look at all these people behind me, and there are dozens of different community groups who are talking about different sustainability measures, and also we have about 40 students from the University of Minnesota, a sustainability class, who have been researching different things that our residents and our communities can do to be more sustainable. And so I love going up and down here, up and down the hallway, and learning about different ways to engage residents on sustainability, different methods of alternative transportation. How do we make our city more pedestrian friendly? How do we make it more bicycle friendly? And how do we make our buildings more energy efficient? Super critical issue.
We're looking at how an individual community member can interact with business, municipalities, schools, and the like. And I think a key takeaway from this would be the fact that the world is changing and that business is no longer that monster wall. It's no longer the common man against industry. Companies realize the triple bottom line, and they know that making a difference with the environment can also help affect positive profits and the vibrance of the communities that they're established in. And so I guess the takeaways would be that businesses want your input and that an individual community member can make a difference.
So this event is really the culmination of 3 years of collaboration among the 3 cities and the University of Minnesota. It's grown every year, and we've added new partners every year. This is the second time we're together hosting a sustainability fair for the 3 communities, and this is my first year actually being involved in this project. I can just say from my perspective as a newcomer to this collaboration, it's been a real privilege to be able to work with the cities, with community groups, with the park district. It makes the educational opportunity and experience for students so much more meaningful because we're stepping out of the classroom and out of the textbook and really trying to understand what do these issues mean in the real world. Just being able to connect with, city staff, with elected officials, with community groups who are doing what we are studying has been incredibly valuable. So a great opportunity and a great experience for everyone.